Never trust the mainstream media, Part 2. One of the worst cases of misleading journalism came at the very beginning of my story making headlines. It came from a rookie journalist from the paper called the Gold Coast Bulletin named Megan Wames. 18 months after Brianna's death, I was in court to answer a charge of using a carriage service to menace, harass or offend. In other words, sending an offensive text message. Thanks to the incompetence of the police investigating the case, they gave my phone, which I bought for Brianna and which was in my name, back to Brianna's mother. She then started moaning about some messages on the phone and subsequently I was charged. In hindsight, perhaps I should have complained about some of the horrible messages Brie's mum sent to her prior to her death. As Megan Wames sat right behind me in court, the prosecution explained that they had a list of 1,550 text messages that Brie and I sent to each other over a period of 3 months. That's about 8 messages each per day. Of those 1,550 messages, the prosecution believed that less than 7 were deemed to be offensive. That's less than 1%. Incidentally, the other 1,540 plus messages were extremely loving. Now I concede that even one offensive message is too many, but let's be clear here, Brie didn't find them offensive. Despite this, the morning after my initial hearing, the front page of the Gold Coast Bullshitten, hang on, do I keep mispronouncing that? Anyway, the headline read, "He bombarded her with 1,550 abusive text messages minutes before her death." That's a massive difference between the truth and what was printed. Of course, the media as a whole don't have a thinking brain between them, so several media outlets took that headline and parroted it around the world without a single ounce of fact-checking before defaming me. The worst part was that due to this overinflated media hype surrounding the case after this misleading headline, when I pleaded guilty to one charge of sending an offensive text message, the magistrate jailed me for 6 months. This was despite the maximum penalty for similar offences provided to that judge by both the defence and prosecution was only a $300 fine and no conviction. Thankfully on appeal 10 days later, I won and this was overturned. By the way, the only reason I pleaded guilty in the first place was to not put Brianna's family through any more grief. What a considerate idiot I was. That said, I must stress that I do not believe that we should talk to each other in a way that is even remotely offensive. As for the former journalist Megan Wames, it's disturbing to know that she is now a school teacher and allowed to influence the next generation with her lack of morals. As for the 2-bit poor excuse for a newspaper she used to work for, it has more resemblance to a tacky Gerry Harvey catalogue than a reputable newspaper these days, so no one takes them too seriously.